Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Here is the story. Clayface, a man, tragically transformed into a monster, becomes a collect and connect action figure by Mattel. And it's a thing of beauty. I mean, big beauty here. What's going on, everyone? I am Bob O'Mac for Crisis in the Toyverse. And as you can tell, I'm overly excited about this Clayface figure. I think it's actually pretty cool. I'm very happy to have him in my collection. He looks fantastic. He's sculpted tremendously. And the articulation overall works pretty dang awesomely. But with that being said, let's just go ahead and bring him in a little closer and look at the sculpting here. Now, of course, you had to get all the figures in the line in order to build old Clayface here. Now, you could have went the cheap route. Well, I don't know how much cheaper it would have been. I didn't really look at eBay prices once the wave came out. But you could have just bought the figure on your own if you weren't interested in anything else. And hey, I normally do that, but I decided to give Mattel another chance with the new articulation. And as you've seen in the previous reviews, I'm actually very satisfied with that because I think it actually worked out pretty well. But back to the sculpting here. As you can see, he's a muddy mess. They definitely didn't skip on the paint. Everything looks great. I mean, look at that mouth. Just full of, chock full of redness and anger. And the cool thing is, it opens and closes. The eyes are done in that yellow. They work pretty well. The mud's all uniformed in color with a nice, it looks like a wash, possibly even dry brushing. I don't know. I'm not a customizer, guys. I don't understand how those great people do that stuff. But I do understand that Mattel actually put some money into this, which worked out quite tremendously. He's got great size on him. He's a beefy mofo that's very imposing. His fists look great. I mean, even you go to the back, everything works well, pretty good too. Let's just go ahead and break down articulation while I have him here. In terms of the head, it sort of moves in and out, but you pull it out too much and he's headless. But it snaps back in, no problem. You have that full rotation, and as I said, you get that articulated jaw, which is nice. In terms of the arms, they do go out that far. They do go back in. And it comes off. You do get rotation if you do it properly, but mine seems to be snapping off on this side. Let's see how he does on that side. No, it snaps off. So that is something to note. You can get full rotation. You're just going to have to move it out somewhat to get it. But it is there. We do have this ball hinge and swivel at the elbow. That gives you rotation like so. And then we do get rotation at the hand as well as a hinge. And the cool part is once they release the axe, and I forget what the other one was, you can just plug those in like so. And the hand, I don't know why I'm having such a big problem with this, just goes back in, no problem. In terms of the upper body, he does have an ab crunch. It only goes back that far, but it does go down a little more, which is nice. And of course, you got full rotation at the waist. In terms of the legs, these are actually really nice. They go out that far. He does have some kung fu action for him. As you can see, bring him back in. Kicks forward pretty well. And he goes back ever so slightly. We got the thigh cut right there. And we got the bend at the knee. And with the thigh cut, you get the rotation. That works out pretty well. And then we have the second ball joint at the foot. Allows the foot to go up all the way, go back somewhat. But we do get this beautiful ankle rocker. And no peg holes on the bottom. So overall, in terms of articulation and sculpt, this guy's really rocking and rolling with all the coolest cats in the universe. With that being said, let's just go ahead and move on to the accessories. Oh, wait, there aren't any at this time. Those will be coming at a later date. Let's go ahead and do a size comparison and wrap this video up. All right, guys, here we are with our size comparison. In the middle, we have the Clayface figure. Next to him, on your left, of course, we have Doomsday. That is a massively big figure. But he doesn't actually look so massive with these guys. It kind of looks in scale. Definitely not in scale with the regular DC Universe Classic Superman, that's for sure. And on the other end, of course, we have King Shark standing tall. And lastly, Clayface in the back. I think all three of these work really well together. It's kind of cool to see the different giant collect and connect figures all together hanging out. Having a good time, having a party, if you will. So, that's just to give your eyes a bit of candy so you can see how Clayface stacks with some of the other Build-A-Figures from the DC line by Mattel. Now, let's do a review of the wave and on Clayface in general and wrap this up. And for our final comparison, folks, here we are with this whole Clayface Build-A-Figure wave from least favorite to absolute best. So let's just kick right into it. When it comes to the Martian, the Manhunter, he's probably my least favorite in this line, which is a shame because he's sculpted and detailed out pretty good. It's just I have the DC Collectibles one, so I have no place for this guy. Next on the list, I'm going to have to give it to old Two-Face here. I really do like this figure as well. I just wish he would incorporate a little bit better articulation to make him stand out a little more. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not too attached to this version of Two-Face. Rounding out third place, I guess fourth place, would be this Superman from Rebirth. He's a good Superman, but the thing that really brings it down for me is the simple fact that his head can't look up all the way, and it just kind of looks a bit awkward on his neck. Just being truthful with you guys. Tied, I guess it is second place after all. Superman was third. In second place, it's a tie between Jessica Cruz and Batwoman. They're essentially the same figure, just painted differently. One has a belt, one doesn't. And the heads are sculpted differently. And, of course, Batwoman has a cape. These two figures incorporate that new DC body pretty dang well, to be quite honest with you. Looking forward to see down the line how Mattel continues the great work up here. So, definitely second place winners. And in first place, of course, without a doubt, it is Clayface himself. He's just a huge and massive figure that's very cool on a toy shelf. How can you not enjoy him? So, guys, that's pretty much it for the review. I will say this. Go pick out Clayface if you can. Don't be the jerk at my local Walmart that keeps leaving all of these Martian Manhunter figures around. Poor dude doesn't get any love, which is sad because, like I said, he's a good figure. But the truth of the matter is, Clayface is definitely worth your hard-earned money. Go out and pick it up if you can. I know you can find it on e-tailers and things like that. I know this wave's kind of all over the place. It kind of suffers from some crappy distribution. And I blame Mattel more so than anybody else because they haven't really given DC fans a good enough reason to buy their figures. Now they're trying to change it, which is nice. And I do appreciate that, but it is what it is. But as you know, I want to thank you guys very much for stopping by and seeing what's going on here. Taking time out of your day to see what I'm doing. I got a whole bunch of links in the description below, so let's just start plugging them right now. For all things geekery in the podcast verse, head over to undercovercapes.com. You love the pop-up I've used in this review? Head over to extreme-sets.com. On Instagram, throw a follow at Toy Lover Crew. And lastly, head over to bigbadtoystore.com for all your toy and collectible needs. Guys, I appreciate the support. Slideshow at the end. Take care, and until next time, great googly moogly!